And our friend Chris Canty over at Unsportsmanlike, coast to coast every weekday morning on ESPN Radio, had this to say today about Aaron Rodgers and why he does not believe, he being Canty, that Rodgers is the reason the Jets are going to be a success.
I have zero confidence in Aaron Rodgers as a guy that can shift the culture from a negative to a positive. He's a guy that I've referred to as a social arsonist. When you look for your quarterback to be a stabilizing force within a franchise, he's a guy that creates a lot of controversy. And so I wonder where that leaves a young core of players from the New York Jets that are starved for good leadership.
That's quite the face. What is your reaction?
That's wild to me. That actually is wild. Only because I get dispatched to Florham Park like it's my actual job. Being as someone who's talked to Garrett Wilson, someone who has talked to Sauce Gardner, who's talked to Quinnen Williams, I've already seen a shift. I've already seen the Aaron Rodgers leadership. And this doesn't mean that we have no idea how this season will go. But since Aaron Rodgers has come to Florham Park, he has been the best leader. This guy first of all, he showed up early when we weren't sure he'd show up at all, right, except for mandatory stuff. So he did that. Then he gets hurt 4 plays into the season. And where was Aaron Rodgers? In the building as soon as he could, on the sidelines, wearing a headset, talking to Zach Wilson, talking to guys. Literally, the man has handshakes upon handshakes with defensive players and offensive players. And it doesn't mean that I don't want to make it sound like handshakes or anything, but this guy literally has done everything to show you that he has legit, real relationships in this locker room. So for Christopher to say he's a, social arsonist or whatever, we don't know how the story will end. But so far, I can't kill Aaron Rodgers, the leader, at all because I've actually talked to these guys and seen them interact and been in that locker room.
What do you mean, Gary?
What we do know about Aaron Rodgers is that he likes attention. And that's not going to change anytime soon. But I can attest to what Kate Martin is saying. When you hear these young players, whether it's Quinnen Williams, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, the way they talk about Aaron Rodgers, it's clear that he's making an impact on those guys in his football team. Now, we do know Aaron Rodgers, he's not going to lose the ability to throw the football. And this team is going to be drastically better with him at the quarterback position. It's all about can he remain healthy. But we know Woody Johnson and Joe Douglas, when they brought Aaron Rodgers to this organization, you knew the baggage and the bag of chips that came with it.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that the players amongst this organization, they don't respect A-Rod, because clearly they do. We've seen that 4 plays in when he got hurt, how quickly he got back on the sidelines, how, all those guys was drawn to him. He's a guy that's been an MVP of the league 4 times, and he's won a Super Bowl. He's able to make a difference amongst this organization, player-wise, and also from his talent perspective.
Let me get Mike T in here, and I will remind everyone, in case it is relevant to this discussion, that Mike T was the general manager of the Jets when they brought Brett Favre there. So I don't know just how similar the situations are here. Mike T, what is your perspective?
Yeah, no, it is germane to what I'm about to say, which is, Chris Canty may be right about if we did an autopsy of what happened in Green Bay, but that's a long time ago. I know when Brett came to the Jets, and my sense is with Aaron Rodgers, who's a really smart guy, it's all about your legacy. If Aaron Rodgers had taken his 4 MVPs and a couple $100 million and went back to L.A., I don't think anybody would have blinked. By coming to New York, he's kind of putting his reputation and legacy, all the chips are in the middle of the table, Greeny. So maybe what happened in the past is one thing, but I think Aaron Rodgers knows he has a lot at stake. And I think not only will he be on his best behavior, but as it relates to Quinnen Williams and Garrett Wilsons of the world, I think it's meaningful for him to make sure that he impacts them the right way. Because if not, why'd you come here in the first place? So my glass is half full in terms of the Aaron Rodgers intangibles and leadership.
My glass is overflowing.
You're overflowing,
my cup overflows. and I will tell you this. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I want that clip. And look, Chris Canty may very well wind up being right.
Yeah.
I want that sent to Aaron. Okay? Hembo, send that to Aaron. I want my Aaron as angry as he can be.
Give me it on like a disc or something. When I go Saturday,
I've seen angry Aaron before. He won back-to-back MVPs when he felt dismissed by his own franchise. I want my Aaron as angry as he can possibly be this season. So someone send him that clip as we continue.